I can't believe how lazy you're being, Sasha. How about you do some housework once in a while? Who do you think is the reason you're able to live in such a large 6-bedroom house with a living, dining, and kitchen? Not everyone is fortunate enough to live in a great place like this. Why don't you do something for your family for once? Yolanda, why on earth are you having a go at me about this right now? I'm in the middle of working right now. There's no point to you attacking me like this. Well, I didn't know that you even had a job. Look, you're somebody's wife, Sasha. How about you do a better job of it? Do you even realize that you're able to live a good life because of my wealth? Oh, come on, Yolanda. I honestly don't understand why you're treating me like this when I do my best to be a good wife and worker. Besides, I don't think that's even remotely true. I do my part at the house. I knew you were going to start acting up like this. I knew you were nothing but a useless and lazy wife that takes no responsibility for her actions. You say that you've got to leave the house because you have so much work to do. You think that it's okay to just leave all the work that needs to be done in the house to someone else, am I right? If that's the case, why don't we make Dylan do the housework as well? He clearly has more time on his hands than me. Before you all moved into this house, I was still doing quite a bit of the housework. Ever since you've moved in, no housework has been done at all by any of you. Are you being serious right now? You're going to make Dylan do the housework? Are you kidding me? Don't make your husband do all the housework. That's such a lazy thing to do. You should be doing it yourself. It's your job. If you actually sit down and think about it for a little bit, you'll understand that you need to do more work. No, What the heck, Yolanda? Don't you think the ideal you have when it comes to what men and women do is a bit old school? If you actually use your brain, you'll know that I'm the breadwinner in the family. I think it's more efficient if others who have more time on their hands do the housework. It just makes a lot more sense, Yolanda. Ugh, it's very annoying when you talk like you're always right. I really hate that about you. I'm sorry? Why would you say something so cruel to me? I've done absolutely nothing to you. I hate everything about you, Sasha. I don't know what my son ever saw in you. You need to get out of this house and leave us alone. You're just a lazy housewife who doesn't contribute to the housework in any shape or form. Just watching you live in the house doing nothing is such an eyesore. It's so painful. Oh, okay. Please, go ahead and say whatever you like, Yolanda. You think you can just say terrible things like that because you're my mother-in-law? You know nothing of the truth. I think if you actually knew the whole truth, then you'd keep your mouth shut and not say a single word. What truth? What on earth are you talking about, Sasha? Tell me what you mean by that. Are you sure I'm allowed to say something? You want to know the truth? You've not wanted to hear me out before now. Just hurry up and tell me. I'm getting sick of waiting. You're such a horrible woman to deal with. You know for a fact that I would do anything to support the lifestyle of this family. To be honest, it's thanks to me that you're able to live in this house, Yolanda. Oh, come on, Sasha, don't make me laugh. That's crap and you know it. Stop making such silly remarks and get back here early today for once. If you don't do some housework, I'll throw out all your belongings. You don't deserve to be in this house if you don't put in the work. Are you insane? That's just too much, Yolanda. It's so rude to make demands without listening to what other people have to say. I'm going to let Dylan know what's going on. If you won't listen to me, then at least listen to your own son. Dylan, can you please do something with your mother? What she's saying is getting beyond a joke. I'm so tired of all the abusive comments and misunderstandings and all the delusional things she said to me.
Well, she's my parent, right? I guess she can choose to say whatever she likes.
I'd like you to tell her to choose her words more carefully when she's interacting with me. She even went to the extent to tell me that she hates me. Like, how could she do that when I've done so much for her? She even told me to leave the house. She was threatening to throw out my things if I didn't do any housework.
Look, what she said can't be helped. Her emotions aren't something that I could control. I can't tell her to stop expressing her feelings, especially the love and hate ones.
Even though I've got no intention of doing this, but you know that there will be trouble if I were to leave, right? Dylan, you know that I work so much all the time. I don't have time to do housework. Look, she's your mom. Can you at least try to convince her to treat me a little better, please?
But if I do that, it's going to cause so much trouble for me. If you're going to take this to a whole new level, why don't you just leave?
Are you serious? You think that I'm better off leaving? You think that's okay to do that?
I'm getting so exhausted just listening to you argue with my mother. My mom was also saying that she hates everything about you. To be honest, I feel the same way as her about you. I'm so tired of what's going on between the two of you.
Are you being serious right now? You hate everything about me? Have you forgotten what I've done for your family up until this point? What I did was all for nothing, wasn't it?
Well, now both my father and my mother are here. I don't really need anything from you anymore. I think I'll do just fine without you.
You really think you'll be fine without me doing everything for you? Do you really think you're going to do everything for your parents?
Yes, so why don't you just leave us alone to live our lives then? We'd be so much better off. My mother feels exactly the same way too.
Wow, is this real? Man, you really are a piece of trash, aren't you? You're such a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah? And what are you going to do about it, Sasha? Huh? You bad-mouthing me isn't gonna get you anywhere.
Well, I just had no idea that you were such a thoughtless dummy. You never think for yourself, you just go along with what your mommy says. No, now that I actually think about it, I had a feeling you were always going to turn out like her. I really can't deal with you and your crappy family anymore. Can you change your name as well, if that's all right with you?
Why should it be me that has to change things? You're being such a pain right now.
No, it would be impossible for me to do all the work if you want me to leave. Please, just carry the burden for once in your life. You need to get all the right documents ready, but if you don't want to do it, I guess I've got no choice but to do things myself.
It seems like such a hassle though, but I get what you're saying. I guess we can finally end this and go our separate ways.
You're probably so glad that this is happening, right? The woman who is so blind to everything is getting out of here. I just heard what happened between you and my son. I heard that he was very successful in getting rid of you. Well, I suppose he was, yes. I was also told something that I thought was extremely rude, so I decided to leave as quickly as I could. You should have been leaving way before now. This is all your fault, and we're not taking any of the blame. Huh? What are you even talking about? You were too dependent on my son's kindness towards you. He hasn't said anything bad up until now. I guess you've been trying to get others to do what you should have been doing. You're able to make a living because I'm the one who does all the housework for you, isn't that right? You're delusional, Yolanda. You don't even make any of the meals for me, and the only housework you do is your own. Well, wouldn't it be better for you to do something about it? If you're going to be acting so cocky, the people around you aren't going to listen. Don't you realize how hated you are by us? You're so annoying, Sasha. Please, go ahead and say whatever you like, Yolanda. I know you're wrong. I really don't care about this anymore. I suppose I'll just do as you wish. If I must do that, then I will. It's finally happening. The trash is finally being put out on the curb. Would you quit calling me a piece of trash? I am not a piece of trash. I don't appreciate the rude comments. You're such a good-for-nothing scumbag, Sasha. Don't you see how much of a useless woman you are? Excuse me? Are you seriously trying to put me down right now? You've got to be kidding me, right? You're a useless woman that lives in a beautiful big house that my son bought, and you're not even grateful for this life he's given you. I hate everything about you, and it's time for you to leave once and for all. Now, get out! Yes, all right, I get it, Yolanda. I'll leave. It's all over for this family anyway. You need to leave immediately, and I'm not kidding around here. Of course, I totally understand. I've reached my limit of living with such an ignorant and stupid mother-in-law. You can't push me any further than this, all right? How about you go ahead and tell your pain-in-the-ass son that, okay? What on earth did you just say to me? Don't you think what you said before was a bit rude? You need to apologize right now. Me? Apologize? For what? You know there's no way I'd do that, right? Are you kidding me? Who do you think was more rude in this situation, Yolanda? Comparing this to your previous rude remarks, this is nothing. My stupid comments aren't a big deal. I find them kind of endearing. I'm your husband's mother, and you shouldn't be acting like this towards me. But I'm free to say whatever I like to you. Don't even think that I'll forgive you for your cocky attitude. If you're going to act like this towards my family, you can just leave right now. Haven't we already established that I should be leaving because of my so-called bad attitude? You know that it's all over for you and your family when I bail, right? Wait, what? What's that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? What's over? Well, if you don't know now, I guess you'll find out soon enough. Thank you for all that you've done for me up until now, Yolanda. But to be honest, what you've done until now has been an absolute joke. You can't even be civil until the end of all this. You're such a terrible woman. I never want to see your face ever again. Wow, what a coincidence. That's exactly what I want to happen as well. I don't ever want to see you again, Yolanda. Can you do that without contacting me, I wonder? There's no way that I'd ever want to talk to you ever again. You've ruined everything for this family, and you've been officially disowned. You're nothing but a stranger to us now, and we don't want you here, so leave and never come back. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because I don't intend to come back. Since I was always such a nuisance, I'll just disappear. Please don't ever contact me again. I don't want to hear from you or listen to you complain about me anymore. Wow, this is hilarious. Are you insane or something? What do you want, Yolanda? Why must you contradict yourself? You say that you're never going to contact me again, but you leave me almost 300 messages on my voicemail? Don't you see how over the top that is? What's your problem, Yolanda? That doesn't matter right now. You need to answer your phone, for goodness sake. We've got no time to mess around at the moment. I left the house with a promise from you that you'd never contact me ever again. That's a better way to point it, right? Why should I be given orders like that from somebody who has treated me terribly? Honestly, I don't feel like answering the phone even if I was told to do so. Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean? Why are you still acting like a little brat? You should grow up and answer the phone like a real adult. I'm your mother-in-law, remember? You're supposed to obey me at all times. Oh, am I now? What a joke. I'm laughing so much that my stomach hurts. Would you quit it so I'm not in pain? I don't understand what's going on here at all. Why are you laughing about this when there's nothing funny? I love how you think you can still control me, Yolanda, but you can't anymore because you're no longer my mother-in-law. You did say that I'm nothing but a stranger to you now, right? Even when I left, I had a hard time holding in my laughter. But you seriously need to calm down. You're causing me so much trouble over trying to contact me even though I left. Is this about the loan you have? Is that why you're trying to talk to me? Hold on, what? But how could you have possibly known about that? Do you know how much the loan is on this house? Of course I know that. Who do you think was trying to pay off that loan this entire time? I've been the one who's been paying for it. Are you kidding me? That must be a lie, right? You've been paying for it? How can you afford to pay such a large amount of money for this loan? Dylan and I were so shocked about how much we had to pay for the recent loan payment. It's extremely high. There's no way that we can pay for that. Well, when I went through the process of switching the loans and changing the house into Dylan's name, I'm sure there was a statement attached to the documents about the balance of the loan, right? Huh? Are you for real? I haven't seen a loan that huge before. You're lying through your teeth right now, aren't you? It's pointless to lie like that, and I'm not punishing you that much. Shouldn't you be checking your documents right now? It should all be clearly stated in the document. When I originally bought it, it was a joint purchase between Dylan and I. I've been the one paying for the loan ever since my stupid ex-husband turned on me. So I just switched everything over to him. Normally, when your in-laws move in, they should be contributing a little bit. You really should have paid so you knew what it was like for me. Wait, so my son had no idea that you were paying for the loan and that he made no effort to pay anything? You backstabbed him. No, I think he knew that he wasn't paying for it. He was so lazy with paying for things. I don't think he's paid anything towards the loan for a long time. Maybe he must have forgotten that when it comes to buying a house, you pay the loan, and he just ignored his responsibilities. So who's going to pay back this kind of money towards the loan? There's no way that we can afford to pay for this by ourselves. Well, have you thought about leaving the house so that you don't have to? It would really make things a whole lot easier. Excuse me? Did you just tell me that we should be the ones leaving the house? We have more rights to this house than you do. Well, I'm really not an expert on this kind of thing. Look, I changed my name on the house through the proper procedures. It was all changed from my name to Dylan's name so that I no longer had to pay the loan anymore. I don't think you can escape this mess, to be honest, so I guess you'll just have to do your best in paying for the loan. You telling me your problems isn't going to solve anything, so just do what you need to do. Is this some kind of sick joke? But it was your mistake for not disclosing how much we owed on the loan. This is all your fault. You should be bearing some of the burden for this. We shouldn't have to pay for the full amount of the loan. This isn't fair. I see what you're trying to say. If you're going to insist that I do, maybe you should consult with a lawyer. But why should I need to do that? You should be doing what I tell you to do. You've made this a huge problem for my family. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think any lawyer would try and help you with this. It's not my fault that it's all in your son's name now. You're the one that neglected to check all the documents, and look what you were getting into by staying in that huge house. If you insist on taking another step further, why don't you just sue me? But to be honest, it would be a waste of time and effort on your part. What on earth are you talking about? Are you trying to provoke me into doing more to you? Why are you being like this? You think I'm provoking you? Why would I want to do that? You're a stranger to me, and I don't want anything to do with you. Please resolve this with your son and leave me out of it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. You'll have to do something if you want to stay in that house. I don't get it. How is it that you have so much money to part out for all these things, and my son has hardly anything? How is that possible? Dylan works really hard and should be earning a lot of money for the household. Well, that would be a good thing to ask your son about, Yolanda. The reason why I've got a lot of money is because I run a company. Wait a minute, what? That can't be. You run a company? All by yourself? How did I not know about this? Maybe it's because you never asked me about my work. Besides, I wouldn't have even told you in the first place anyways. Especially because of the way you were treating me and making me be more of a housewife. A few years ago, I inherited a company from my grandfather. It's not really that big of a company, though. But even then, I'm able to make a decent living and enjoy the things I love in life, so it's okay. I can't believe this. You actually run a family-owned company? So does that make you a boss? Is that right? I suppose I am, if you put it that way. But as soon as I became the boss of the company, Dylan lost interest in having a job. He quit his job and just became a part-time employee at some company. He hardly works as much as I do. I'm sorry, what did you just say? Are you telling me that my son Dylan, my brilliant son, is only a part-time worker? He doesn't work full-time at all? No, he is not a full-time worker. I think he only goes to work 3 days a week, if that. During his downtime, he would be doing housework. I'd be the one going to work almost every day and kept the money coming in. I guess that's how it turned out. It all ended after Dylan decided to invite his parents into our house, even though you shouldn't have been living there. You've been showing too much hostility towards me, and I just can't deal with you anymore. It's not fair on me. Just hold on a minute there, Sasha. I didn't quite understand what you just said. I had no idea that the situation was like this. Sasha, the fact that you're a boss of a company is a huge honor, and it's a very important position to have in our society. Why have you been keeping this so quiet up until now? I don't get it at all. Didn't I tell you why I kept so quiet about my job? It's because you never asked and didn't want to know anything about me. Obviously, Dylan didn't say anything either, since he didn't want you to know that he's lazy and doesn't like working for his family. If you actually showed a little bit of interest in me, you should have asked, and we might have gotten along a bit more than this, but it's too late now. So that's why you were able to live in such a spacious house. I thought that it was Dylan who bought the house and paid off the entire loan. Well, no, that would be almost impossible. He and I shared the loan, and it wasn't paid off in full at all. Now it's solely his responsibility. That's just how it turned out. But I told you that things were going to be over for the family, right? Dylan dug his grave. He can lie in it. It was all because of me that you were able to live such a carefree lifestyle, Yolanda. It was thanks to me you could live in our house. I can't believe that you never thought it was me who kept you in that house. It's hard to find someone who would believe you if you just said something out of the blue like this. It's not entirely my fault that I treated you the way I did. I really still can't understand how it all turned out like this. It's not fair. It's not my fault that I thought you did nothing. You weren't being truthful. Even if you don't understand it right now, I am telling the truth, and I've always been telling the truth. It was Dylan who was making random decisions without thinking about the consequences. I honestly think it was really stupid of him to do what he did, but that's on him now. This is over, and I'm done with this. I don't have anything more to say to you or to your son about this mess. But you can't just leave us in this situation. Oh, we can't afford to pay the entire loan off. Aren't you going to help us out? Help you? Really? Why would I want to help you now after the way you've treated me? You're just strangers to me now, so I can't just help out someone that I don't really know anymore. Please, just do your best with paying off the loan. I'm sure you'll be able to be mortgage-free in no time. Or you can just move out. How could you act so cold towards your own family? You can't just not help us and abandon us with this issue. Oh, please don't do this to me. I'm your mother-in-law. You can't just leave me in this situation. We need you back to help us. Please just come back here and forgive me and my son. I don't think I will. It was a dark part of my life, and you're just a stranger to me now. I'm really glad I can say goodbye to an old hag and my stupid husband. Well then, from now on, just help out each other as mother and son. I think I just want to disappear from this situation. Isn't this great? I can disappear right in front of your eyes. It's honestly turned into the worst situation for you, so I'm going to leave you to it. It's your own fault that you got into this position in the first place, so there's no way I can help that, right? In the end, Yolanda needed to explain to her husband and her son Dylan what was going on. They couldn't pay the loan together as a family, so it seems that they decided to move out of the house. Yolanda blamed Dylan for not thinking about the loan. On the other hand, he used the excuse that he didn't say anything because he was kicking me out of the house. He had no words to say to his mom, so all he could do was apologize over and over again. It was also a disaster for Yolanda's husband, who got dragged into this mess. Maybe they're all paying the price since they didn't know how to communicate with each other properly. I heard that the family are trying to find a place to move into together. However, it seems like the only thing they can afford at the moment is a run-down one-bedroom apartment with ongoing problems.